Welcome back, everyone. It's Mr. Short. It seems kind of dark today. That's a little better. All right. Hey, hit that like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Help me out. Let's see if we can get me up to 1,000 by the end of the school year. That's the challenge. Got reward for my class. As the closer we get, every 250, they get a reward. If you're in the school, maybe I can help you out and you get a reward too. Because if you help me, I can help you. Just like I'm going to help you with tonight's homework. All right. This is Eureka Math Squared, 4th grade, Module 3, Lesson 22. We're getting to some big dividing numbers here. All right. And we just got to make sure we lock in and focus on this. Don't worry. You can do it. There's a lot of steps. You got to make sure you're doing it the right way. Okay. Use the read, draw, write process to solve the problem. The tape diagram has been drawn for you. Nice. They already helped us out. Mrs. Smith has 1,576 milliliters of paint. She pours all the paint evenly into 8 jars. How many milliliters of paint are in each jar? All right, so here's all of our paint. And here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 jars. Okay, so let's look at number 1. Does the unknown, this is the unknown, P right there. P is the unknown. Does the unknown represent the number of groups or the size of the group? All right, so groups or size of the group. So they've been group or how much is in each one. That's what they're saying for size of the group would be how much would be in there. So if we look, they already told us there's 8 jars and we already have 8 right here. So that's our group. So P is going to represent how much paint is in each jar. So does the unknown represent the number of groups or the size of the group? It represents the size of the group. Okay, it says about how many milliliters of paint are in each jar. So this wants you to give an estimate about. So let's look at this number. We have 1,576. We could round to the nearest 10, or we could round to the nearest 100. What do you think? I like the nearest 100 because then that's going to give us 2 zeros and make our life a little bit easier. So that 7 helps us go up or that 7 helps us go down if we're rounding. The 7 helps us go up. So that 5 is going to turn to a 6. So our new number is be 1,600. Remember, we're putting it into 8, into 8 jars. So we're divide that by 8. So I say this all the time in my class. If you have 2 zeros, let's just take those zeros and go ahead and put them in our answer. Now we have, if we go like this, now all we have left is 16 divided by 8. I keep forgetting to move the book. There. Right there. There we go. 16 divided by 8. So how many times does 8 go into 16? Yeah, 2. So 2. So how many milliliters of paint are in each jar? About, so we're going to guess, remember, ML for milliliters. We're going to guess there's about 200 milliliters of paint in each jar. Now it says exactly how many milliliters of paint are in each jar. All right, so now we have to break this all the way down and divide it. They want to know exactly how many are in there. So I still like the old school way of doing this. 1, 5, 7, 6 by the 8 jars. Okay, how many times can 8 go into 1? 0. How many times can 8 go into 15? Well, 15 or 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. We set it up here. So 8 times 1, it can go in 1 time, which gives us 8. So 15 minus 8 is 7. Now we have to bring that other 7 down because that 8 won't go into 7. So now we have 77. How many times does 8 go into 77? Oh, do you need, if we said real quick, if we said 10, that would give us 80, but we can't put a 10 there. So it's 9. What's 8 times 9? Yep, 8 times 9 is going to give us 72. Okay, so now 72, we have 7 minus 2 is 5, and 7 minus 7 is 0. So we have a 5 here, Bring this 6 down. Now we have 56. Does 8 go into 56? So we had 8 and 9 was 72. That's too big. 8 and 8. 8 times 8. What's 8 times 8? 64. So that's too big. So 8 times 7. That's 8 times 7. Yep, 8 times 7 is 56. So we'd have 56 minus 56, 0, 0. So that's our real answer. So really in each paint jar is 900, wow, 197 milliliters of paint in each jar. So the last one is kind of weird. So it says, is your answer for part C reasonable? Reasonable. It is reasonable because we showed our proof. So yes, it's also close to our estimate, right? Our estimate here. So look, we said 200 here was our about how much. Our exact was here, so we're off by 3 milliliters. I mean, that's a pretty good guess. So we'd have a little easier. So is your answer for part C reasonable? Explain yes. And you can say it's reasonable because we put all of the paint in the jars. Nothing left over. It's reasonable. It makes sense. You could also say because it's very close to our estimate, right? Something like that. If you have a different way of wording this, that's absolutely fine. But make sure it makes sense. Okay? Make sure it makes sense. Don't just give us something that you're like, this will work. This will work, doesn't work for teacher. Make sure it's in there. All right, that was page 147. Let's turn over to the back. We got page 148. All right, I'm going to read these. You're doing them on your own, though. I did the first two, or the first page. That was a lot, so you guys got to do this on your own. Ray fills a watering can with 8 liters of water. He pours 5 liters of water on some flowers. How many milliliters of water remain in the watering can? Come on. He starts with 8 liters. He pours 5 liters out. But here's the trick. Liters. You got to switch that to milliliters. Oh, they got you there. How many milliliters are in a liter? How many milliliters are in 1 liter? Okay, so do your subtraction problem here. Then once you get that answer, you have to multiply that by how many milliliters you get in 1 liter. See, they're trying to trick you. They're seeing if you're paying attention to your units of measurement. All right, and number 3. Zara's cat weighs 8 pounds. I don't know if that's a lot for a cat or not. Zara's cat weighs 8 pounds. Her dog weighs 12 times as much as her cat. How much does Zara's dog weigh? Well, the cat's 8 pounds and says her dog weighs 12 times as much as her cat. So 12 times as much as her cat. 12 times as much as her cat. All right? And make sure when you find your answer, you say that your answer is in pounds. The abbreviation for pounds is LBS. All right. All right, guys. I hope that helped. Again, Eureka Math Squared, 4th grade, Module 3, Lesson 22. This is page 147, 148. I'm Mr. Short, and I hope you have a good